So earlier, I told you I had an announcement, and I do. It's been really, really great. This is the last night that we'll be CNN Tonight with Don Lemon. So I appreciate all the years of CNN Tonight with Don Lemon, but changes are coming, and I will fill you in.
All right, guys, so Don Lemon upset a lot of liberals and made a lot of conservatives happy last night, but only for a moment, because it looked like on his television show, Don Lemon Tonight, that he said it was the end of an era, and it sounded like he was basically leaving CNN. It sounded like CNN was cutting the cord. They was getting rid of him, okay? That's what it sounded like from him. So apparently, Don Lemon's mentions at his Twitter, and he got a bunch of message about this, and he had to go back on Twitter and tell his followers that, hey, you know what? I'm not actually leaving CNN. He just said that was the end of Don Lemon Tonight.
So I got back down to my office after the show. Everybody calm down. I didn't say I was leaving CNN. I just said it was the end of an era for CNN Tonight with Don Lemon. I'm not leaving CNN. So you will have to tune in Monday at 10 o'clock to see. That's it. So relax. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
So basically, Don Lemon is going to stay at CNN. And I know a lot of people on the right, including myself, who was happy for a moment to see that CNN was getting rid of Don Lemon. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not. However, there is a scoop. There is word on the block, right? There's word on the block. According to Jon Nicosia, who works for the Washington Examiner, he says, scoop, before June 1st, a big CNN anchor will be out the door. Okay? And then he said, P.S., it's not Don Lemon I'm talking about. So, apparently, there are some changes going on at CNN. And guys, I'm not surprised about this at all because CNN's ratings have been in the tank. And when your ratings have been in the tank, you got to make some changes, right? Nobody's watching CNN, right? And if nobody's watching CNN, that's less advertising revenue. You got to make some changes, okay? This is like business 101, right? And I'm not surprised at all. I guess the question is, who will it be? So we've already striked Don Lemon off the list. Will it be Jake Tapper? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be Jake Tapper. I don't think it will be Anderson Cooper. I don't think it will be Fredo, a.k.a. Chris Cuomo. I don't think it's going to be Wolf Blitzer. I think it's going to be Brian Stelter, right? And it's funny because just probably, a week ago or even a couple days ago, I made a video about Brian Stelter and how his ratings are dismal. Okay, CNN cannot get 1 million people to watch this man's Sunday show to save their lives, right? They just can't. In fact, people are more likely to watch Brian Stelter's unreliable sources if Brian Stelter is not hosting the show, because his guest hosts get higher ratings than Brian Stelter does on his own show. And I was kind of making a joke, right? But I was also halfway serious when I was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if CNN fires this man. Because, again, if your show is so bad that the guest host gets more viewership than the actual host, that tells you something is wrong. It tells you something is wrong. And, again, if I was a betting man, I would bet that it's probably him, right? I would bet that he's probably the odd man out. And, I kind of feel bad for Lil Brian a little bit. Except I really don't feel bad for Lil Brian because he made a career based off of bashing Trump, bashing Republicans, and not covering news fairly like a journalist should. Okay? So, hey, it is what it is at this point. But, we don't know for sure if it's going to be him. I'm just saying my guess would be that it's Lil Brian. But apparently changes are coming at CNN because, nobody's watching him. So they have to change some things up. And I've suggested some things for CNN that I think would make their network better. Because here's the thing, right? Like, Fox News obviously has the conservative audience, okay? They have the conservative audience. MSNBC has the liberal audience, okay? They have the solid left audience. Now, where that leaves CNN is that it leaves them kind of in the middle. And I think that they should embrace being in the middle. Just embrace being in the middle. Don't be overtly right and don't be overtly left. Okay? Just be in the middle. Because right now, CNN is trying to be overtly left. And that makes it so they're now competing with MSNBC or MSDNC. Okay? And what happens is that people don't want diet MSNBC, right? They don't want that. If people are going to be overtly left and they want overtly left news, they're going to go straight to that source. Okay? And if they want to go left of that, they're going to, go watch some other people that's to the left of MSNBC. In my opinion, CNN should have a more balanced show that's going to appeal to a more moderate audience and can also pull people from the right and from the left that want to hear some different views or competing views together, right? For example, I do think that they should make a show where you have somebody that's a solid right winger and a solid left winger, both literally debate every single day and talk about the daily news from a right and left perspective and just talk about it and debate with each other. I think that would be a great idea. And I think that CNN should adopt that, right? I really do think that would be a good idea. We don't have that type of format on mainstream news right now. What they do is that they have these panels where the box is stacked against somebody, right? Like, for example, on the 5, obviously on Fox News, most of the people on that are conservative, and then they'll throw Juan Williams in there, the one liberal, and they'll beat up on him. Even though Juan Williams definitely deserves to be beat up on for his crazy takes. But, MSNBC, on the other hand, they'll have a panel of, 4 to 5 liberals, and they'll have one conservative, and then they'll beat up on the conservative. I think that CNN needs to embrace being moderate. They need to embrace balance, right? And I think that would be good for them. So if they're making changes, my suggestion would be to embrace the moderate view, right? Be critical of both sides, okay? Be critical of the Biden administration and also be critical of what happens on the right. If you do that and you embrace that, I think that you're going to establish more credibility for yourself. And I think that they will be able to expand the audience, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong about this. I just think that, with how polarized America's become, I think a lot of people have an appetite for more kind of balanced coverage, things that are more moderate and in the middle, and examining things fairly rather than being overtly pulling for a team. Okay? And CNN tried to pull for a team. That's what they did. And they're not going to be able to beat MSDNC at that game. They're not going to be able to do it. And obviously people from Fox News and conservatives aren't going to watch CNN because all they do is bash conservatives. And I mean, unreliable sources with Brian Stelter. I mean, that show is basically dedicated to bashing Fox News. And a lot of people just not going to see that. So who knows, man? We will see what happens. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think is the odd man out at CNN? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.